We
Well, it
were
was
so
almost perfect.
close. We were almost perfect. We got excited because we didn't have the playback playing
What are we
again.
hearing in the background?
I'm hearing that too.
Something's playing in the background. It's rather annoying.
Oh, it's your
Probably this
yeah.
thing. All right.
Anyways, so hello. I want to shout out to our member Steve. He says, "Woohoo! I actually made it this time this week. Expecting a great show. Appreciate y'all's input and insight after the games on Monday evenings." Boomer, welcome, Steve. Glad that you're not watching the recording. There we go. We're glad you're here. Stacy, per usual. What's up, girl? How you doing? For those of you that aren't Stacy and Steve, welcome. And we are here every Monday at 7 p.m. We are the Sooner Smith Show. So I am Tyranny Smith.
I'm Chad
Smith. And yeah, so we're here every Monday. We also have our post-game show, which the last post-game show was we were happy. We were good. Everything was great.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't like seeing us, then good news for you is we have another co-host. His name is Josh. He has a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Sundays, and he occasionally joined us on our post games as well. He was actually in the stadium at Neyland, jealous, so he didn't get to join us this last one. But yeah, we have lots of content out for you guys, and because we have so much content out, we would really like for you to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, even set up notifications for when we're going to go live. That would be great. And then as well as you can become a member like Steve, who says y'all are perfect. So you can become a member as low as $2.99 a month. And you're just getting some extra benefits there. Your comments will be read more often. I don't know. There's lots of different things, as well as you can support us by going to the merch store. I think Chad has on our black Voice of College Football Oklahoma shirt. I have the same one, but it has Zeno's schooner on the back. So it's pretty cool. So now I think I can take a breath.
No joke. You're not. You did it though.
Their intro is good, and
I have to figure out why my keyboard isn't working.
I'll continue while he's going then. You can also follow us on social media at @ChadPSmith_ and at Tyranny_Kristen, at the VOCFB, and at Oklahoma VOCFB on Twitter. Whew, man.
Boom. That was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Boomer129 got it right.
Yeah. Hit the like button.
Go ahead and hit that like button. It's going to take you 2 seconds. There's 36 eyes on you, which on us, which I'm assuming some of you are coming from X. So if you're on X right now, or even Facebook, you can hop over onto the actual YouTube channel. You're watching anyway. So might as well hop on over and join Boomer129, Caden, Steve, Stacy in the chat, because it is fun to get you guys' input in real time, as well as people talking back and forth to each other. It's fun. It's a good way to spend your Monday.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm getting everything downloaded for the rest of the show, and it's just taking a second.
I had to send them the Zeno Zone late. I forgot to send it last night, and then this morning I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I forgot to send it. So I sent it to him when I got home, so he hasn't had that much notice in his own defense. So
Tate Sandell got
Tate Sandell's getting
AB's cracker. That's hilarious. That's a compliment, I guess. Oklahoma has a big win at Tennessee. Obviously, Saturday we had my dad came up for the game. My parents did. My in-laws in. T's parents were in. It was a lot of fun to get to watch it with all of them, as it always usually is. I think all of us kind of had the same thoughts afterwards. It was nice to see us run the ball, just kind of overall, and then obviously John Mateer played much better the second half. Seemed like he sort of let it loose a little bit and played free again. We'll talk about that. And then obviously you had the defense have finally the turnovers come in bunches, it seems like, and they came Saturday. Thank goodness for the Oklahoma defense, because it seemed for a while there like the offense just was going to have another day of just struggling to get a lot of production. So the fact they were able to kind of weather the storm early and come out the second half and look like a totally and completely different team offensively is something I'm really excited about, and it projects well into playing a team like Alabama, who, although it is still Alabama, it is not the Alabama of 2015, 2012, where they're stacked at every level defensively. They're better than Tennessee defensively, but they're not going to be the best defense we faced. And for what it's worth,
statistically not the worst offense.
Right,
not the worst.
Right. What does this do that for? Every time I hit this thing, sorry. Sometimes my mouse has buttons on it, and one will get pressed and it jumps this entire screen. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, but statistically not even the best offense we'll face. And it seems like it's a game, although it's going to be tough to win. There's a lot we can get into, and we will get into especially next week, but, projects well. All right, the Tennessee game, T, what were your overall thoughts of just, excited about? What did you like?
Okay, I've kind
overall
of
thoughts of
gathered
it.
my thoughts a little bit. I've only watched the highlights twice now. Yeah. And I even tweeted late last night, like watching us get the turnovers, and it was just a little happy bunny with his little content little face. I like watching it back. It really was like it just seemed like dynamic moments for each team. That's a way to put it. What it just like it's like there was like just moments of stall, and then boom, boom, boom. There'd be big moments for each team.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a plateau. Then you get like a peak, or if our team got a turnover, then you get a light. Like kind of very much a roller coaster, but in a really weird way. I don't know. I felt confident the whole game, with the exception of like the beginning of the game. Beginning of the game before we got the thick six.
Yeah.
We got that scoop and score. I was like, oh no, this is going to be.
It did feel like that.
This is going to be bad. But after that, the energy switched and momentum. And like I said in our post game, going into halftime with the lead, I felt like we were going to keep that lead.
Right.
And I mean, I know we didn't. I know they came out and they ended up scoring, going up 17-16 on us. But I don't know. I wasn't worried. I actually felt really confident. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was definitely stressing about the game, but because I knew we could win, I don't know. Where I mentioned I compared it to the Texas game, even though we were up at half, I didn't feel good about it. Like I didn't have that same energy, which apparently the team didn't either. So, definitely very excited. I was excited about the win. I was very sad we didn't get to make it too, but
it looked awesome.
It looked so awesome. But my overall thoughts were, I feel like it was. I was gonna say I feel like it's been our most complete game, but I feel like South Carolina really was. But Tennessee at Neyland, that's a different atmosphere. No offense to South Carolina, but, it's like everybody has mentioned, that was a different level.
Yeah.
So, and it's also a better team.
Yeah.
So to me, it's our most complete game in the sense that even though we had some errors, yes, that we definitely need to clean up. We had some penalties. Yes, first half offensively was not great. We still did what we actually needed to do to win. And then, of course, the defense getting the turnovers that they did was spectacular. So I'm hoping they just really build on that, clean up what needs to be cleaned up, because we can do it. We can win out, but you have to play that hard, but you have to clean it up. So what were your thoughts?
I
kind of went on a long rant there.
No, you're good. Just a couple stats about the game, and then I'll get into what I thought overall. But it was the third largest crowd Oklahoma's played in, behind Ohio State in 2017. Neyland, by the way, was 101,000. Ohio State was 109,000, and then Tennessee in 2015, 102,000. Oklahoma is 4-2 all time versus Tennessee, and we're 2-0 in Knoxville. It was the first road victory against a ranked team, a ranked opponent since 2019, in which number 2 beat number 12 Baylor 34-31. We've won 30. Oklahoma's won 37 of its last 49 true road games, which is a .755 win average going back to 2014, with 8 of those 12 losses being one-score games. We entered the night with 4 takeaways on the season, and we had 3 all in the first half, which was awesome, and it led to 13 points for Oklahoma. We talked about the difference in offense. First half, second half, of the 351 total offensive yards, 252 were gained in the second half, 137 of 192 rushing yards in the second half, and 115 of 159 passing yards, all in the second half. Also, second half, we averaged 16.5 yards on 39 plays and averaged 4 yards on 29 in the first half.
You said 16.
6.5.
Okay.
My bad. If I said 16, my bad.
I was like, dang.
We did not average 16. The Sooners held the Volunteers to 27 points, more than 18 points below their season scoring average of 45.6.
Pretty good.
We held them to 63 rushing yards, 126 below the Vols' season rushing average of 189 per game. And it's the lowest since the 2021 Georgia defense held them to like 55, I think. And I don't know which, I think it was just a regular season game. But it was also the 5th game this season in which OU has held opponents to fewer than 70 rushing yards. We allowed 26 yards at Temple, 67 against Auburn, 17 against Kent State, and 54 at South Carolina. We had 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. Entering the game, Tennessee had allowed only 9 sacks this season. OU's 8 tackle for loss ended a streak of 6 consecutive games with double-digit tackles for loss. Now, well, we can start a new streak. Oklahoma converted both of its red zone scoring opportunities into points, 2 touchdowns. Entering the weekend, OU was one of only 3 teams nationally that had produced points in all of its red zone postseason possessions. The Sooners are now 28 for 28 21 touchdowns, and 7 field goals in the red zone this season. Oklahoma led 16-10 at halftime, and the Sooners are now 6-1 when leading at the half. We'll get into some other individual player stats here in a little bit, but I think overall it showed a couple things. One, it mentioned the away losses, 8 of the 12 being one-score games. I think it shows how important it is to have a kicker that is as consistent as Tate Sandell, or just one that is consistent. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get one that consistent every single year, but if even possible. But to have a kicker that you can rely on once you get within 50 yards of a field goal, it just opens you up so much in terms of playbook. It takes a lot of pressure off of your offense to have to, get close to the end zone to score. And as you condense the field, it makes play calling more difficult and also just the game more difficult. And to have a guy like Tate Sandell, who is, I think by all accounts, if he continues what he's doing, he's going to win the Groza. But right now, is probably the best kicker in the country. It is one of those things that just it breeds also confidence in your offense, because you're going to get you're likely going to get points. And in a game where we have so many one-score games in the SEC, and you see with Texas winning games by 3 points all the time, or Georgia being at close games, it seems like every time they play a game, to have a player that can get you 8 to 12 points a game, that's huge. I mean, it's massive. So that was just awesome to see. Obviously, he had a fantastic game with 3 kicks over 50 yards, which was an OU record. He has 4 field goals, which ties a single game record. He's now 18-19 of field goal attempts this season. He has made 18 in a row. His 18 consecutive kicks made streak is tied for the longest in program history. Gabe Burkich made 18 straight field goals before the Chipotle burrito in the 2019-20 season. He has also made all 3 of his PAT attempts, or he made all 3 then. He's 26 for 26 on the season, and his 15 points against Tennessee tied for 5th most kick scoring points in a game in school history. So, I mean, just a really, really awesome game from him. Obviously made it from 55, 51, 40, and 55 again. So
I don't know if you said it either, but it was the longest field goal in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah.
In history. Like, it's the longest field goal ever made at that stadium. I don't know if you said that or not, because I
didn't say it. No, but
there was a lot of
the 55-yarder tied his career long and tied the longest make in Neyland Stadium history. Yeah. He did it back twice. That's awesome.
Now, I will say, the second one, though, if Matera had taken any more of a sack, I don't think he makes that one. But we'll never know.
So, I guess player by player. Overall, I think it's one of those games where, for the first time, you saw OU find a way to win a game and not just kind of lose it whenever they felt like they were struggling to kind of get something going offensively. Obviously, when R. Mason Thomas had the big touchdown run, it seemed like it kind of reset everybody. The defense, I thought, played really well. They gave up a bunch of yards, but against offenses like that and against teams that are that talented on the outside, you're going to give up yards. It's kind of similar to Ole Miss. Also, they got bailed out with like a lot of just ticky-tack penalties that kind of kept drives going for them. So I think you could take 50, 60, maybe even 100 yards total if they just don't get those calls. But, that's football, and that's how it goes. There were just a couple non-holding calls. Amazingly, everybody figures out how to block perfectly against our defensive line, and our Eli Bowens getting tackled on that long run in the first quarter, one of their first possessions, and right by the ball, the ref doesn't see it somehow. R. Mason Thomas is getting held every time he comes across the line. Grayson Halton's getting held
before and after he recovered the fumble.
Yeah, I mean, it was just annoying to watch over and over and over.
I'm sure what was annoying was all my tweets during the game about there's holding. R. Mason Thomas is being held. Heineke's being held.
Mm-hmm.
David Stone got his jersey ripped off.
Yeah,
and on their last touchdown of towards the end of the game, somebody actually posted the screenshot. There was 3 of our linemen being blatantly held.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's just
at the end, it didn't hurt you, but it is annoying that we can't get any calls. It's almost like you've mentioned before. It's almost like they know our defensive line is so good that they're like, we'll let it slide. Because what else are they supposed to do? You know what I mean? Or we have to protect quarterbacks or whatever. I do want to shout out Indy Sooner. He did repost our stream. Thank you so much, JP, for your support. That means a lot to us. I know he said he sat in front or behind, but near Sandell's family, and he had tweeted it too, that the parents were very proud and everybody was just hyping up the family every time they made a kick. And man, I was about to cry just thinking about how proud they probably are of their son, because it's pretty amazing. Because kickers, you love them or you hate them, and they can get a lot of they can take the fall a lot in a game. Like, if we just hadn't missed that kick, we would have won. When there's a million other things that could have happened. So for him to be hyped up like that was really, really good.
So Peyton Bowen gets his first career interception second quarter. He had 3 tackles and recorded a pass breakup as well. He had a great game, and he's playing really, really well, I think, right now. For me, defensively, he is as important as I don't want to say as the defensive line. He's not, but he is one of the more important guys we have on our defense. It seems like he has a really good control of the just knowing how to get players in their assignments, and he has a calmness to him, I think, on the field that's very calm. Well, I guess calming overall on the defense. And when you're in an environment like that, to see a guy that just has like a quiet confidence to him, doesn't seem like the moment's too big. He was fantastic on the center field interception. They drill that all the time. BV talked about it. He played it perfectly. You know the quarterback is going to try to look you off. You just kind of want to not break into the post route's coming as well. And Eli Bowen did a good job of flushing him into the center of the field where your brother is going to be.
Aww.
And that's going to be such a cool pick too. We talked about it during the game, but like that's going to be a framed photo in their house, and with Eli covering and Peyton just in the. I mean, that's going to look so cool.
You caught that on camera.
Yeah, I'm sure someone got an awesome photo of it.
Well,
hopefully.
Awesome
but there are him doing that again. I just think he's played so well, and a guy that is true freshman year was just always making plays. Go back to the Texas game, and then he kind of struggled last year with injury, but also, it was just such a weird year with just not having anybody there. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And now it seems like but it seems like he now just has such a control or understanding of what he's going to do. And I think, you get him back next year and he's going to be just even better.
And he's definitely a leader on the field. That's one thing you see him a lot is correcting his almost classmates, but I guess technically his teammates. So that's one thing I do like too. And then he holds himself accountable. I see him being like me, and I do like that.
A couple other guys just real quick. Cortland Guillory recorded a career high 7 tackles, 5 solo, and a pass breakup. He has surpassed his previous career high of 6 tackles set last week against Ole Miss. I think as more teams are, especially as you're playing against elite skill players, which again, we're going to face another really good receiving core next week with Ryan Williams and Bernard and the Horton kid that came from Colorado, I think.
Horton, here's a who.
Horton, he's good though. That number one. I think number 1. Anyways, those 3 are going to be really good again. And I think as you see more teams realize that it's going to be very difficult to run the ball on us, knock on wood again. But again, they're just consistently stopping everybody from the run. Tennessee last year has the number 1 run offense in the country. They come to Oklahoma and average like 3.1 yards a carry. They averaged 1.8 last week or last Saturday. And Josh Heupel is not a guy. Josh Heupel bases his offense just like Lincoln Riley, just like Sark. They all are based off of run. I know people see the big plays, they see the splashes and all that, and they think it's a spread air raid, spread them out, or throw it every down offense. A lot of teams look like that against us because we don't let you run the ball, and it's consistent no matter who we play. Alabama rushed for like 300 against LSU, one of the better defenses last year. They come to our game, our team, and rush for like less than 100, and they're held to about 2.5 a carry. So again, you're seeing them do it again consistently, and I think what makes it difficult is you just don't have any fall off. Like we've talked about the depth on the defensive line. Our Mason Thomas didn't play. He had 2 series. That's one of the best defensive players in the country. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you lost a guy. It's not like you lost a player that's just solid for you. Like a PJ Otabare is great, but he's not an arm. It's not like you lost PJ, which would be a loss too, because PJ played well this game. But you know what I'm saying? The point I'm making is
not only that, you're losing a leader.
Yeah.
Like you're losing a leader, which I love that they kept showing him on the sideline because it showed he was still hyping them up.
Right.
He was correcting people. He was still playing a role, which is huge because he could have just sat back and felt sorry for himself.
Right.
But he was very much involved, which speaks volumes to his character. But I'm not going to lie. I was worried when our Mason Thomas came out, but we had some dudes
I was too.
Step up.
And Brent Venable says it's a quad thing. Brent Venable said it was a quad thing in that he doesn't expect it to be long. Again, his Sunday show he has with Roland is really, really good. And he talked about that. So defense, again, another great game. I'll talk about a couple other defensive players and then we'll end with the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Noah Heineke. Kip Lewis had 10 tackles, 1.5 for loss and a sack. This is his 3rd game with double-digit tackles. He had 10 versus Auburn, 12 versus Ole Miss. This is his 5th game this season and 3rd straight with at least 1 tackle for loss, and his 2nd game with at least half a sack. Danny Okoye looks like an absolute animal and looked awesome in the pregame videos and all the sights and sounds videos that T was watching. Registered his 2nd career sack in the first quarter. Both sacks have been this season. And I think from that is the R. Mason Thomas had it obviously the 71-yard fumble return in the first quarter.
Longest
fumble return in school history. The previous record was 70 yards by Nick Benito, which wasn't a touchdown, but it was for 70 yards against Kansas State in 2021. And he also had a sack and a forced fumble in the first quarter.
All in 2 series.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what kind of game was he about to have? Jeez. And Tennessee's offensive line was solid. It's not like, they're just as good as, if not better than what Alabama's put out there right now.
Statistically ranked like first, second in the SEC.
Right.
I mean, and you're only good on offense if you're only as good as your line.
Right.
So,
yep. 2
and 2 together there.
So overall, the defense again, it is one of those things where, and if the offense can just continue to get better, because it's one of those games where I feel like Oklahoma has overall played like a C+, B- game because the offense struggled so much the first half. That I think people saw as the offense continues to play better, the defense again is just going to continue to pick up. And it's kind of a ham and egg thing, or a chicken and egg thing. It's the defense gets you a ham and egg is like a golf term, but as the defense gets you turnovers in short fields, the offense plays better. It can not have to rush drives as much. You can rely on the run. And as they can do that, the defense can get better because they're getting to rest and getting more time to react and make adjustments.
Too, we actually had turnovers.
Yeah.
And I mean, with the except obviously the scoop and score, you scored, but the other 2 we scored on. Now, granted, we had huge returns, but it was only field goals, but it's still points.
Yes.
Like we said, like what we've said in the past is, if a defense gets a turnover, how confident are we that the offense is actually going to reward that?
Yeah.
Not even this season, going back to last season, the defense got a turnover. It's like if they didn't score on it, the offense wasn't going to do anything. Instead, turnover. So it was nice to see that happen. Granted, also it does help when you have big returns. But again, the way that was going the first half, if R. Mason Thomas got taken down by the tight end who was holding him from the moment the ball was snapped, or if he had actually gone out of bounds, did we have confidence in our offense scoring a touchdown there?
Right.
Obviously, where he went where he allegedly potentially went out of bounds. I don't think it did. I think it's as close as you could get without going out of bounds.
Right. Well, it's not close. Apparently, it has to be. It's not close enough to overturn. You wouldn't.
And I never even reviewed it, so it's like clearly they had a view that they didn't even review it. But
because that would have been when they'd review.
But that would have been at least a field goal with the way things were going. But I just at that point in the game, did I think that was going to be a touchdown? Probably not the way we were playing. But it was nice that the other 2 interceptions did turn into points. So that's like you said, confidence builder for the defense. Like, okay, we go out there and do this, our offense can turn it into points for us. Right. And so it's not in vain, if you will.
Offense, just real quick. I am really encouraged by a lot of things I saw. We saw X-Rob get 16 carries. I think all of us were screaming for him to get more after the Ole Miss game. It looks like, the guys that are calling the offense for OU know a little bit about what they're doing because they gave him 16 carries. Again, though, and Gabe mentioned this on his podcast, and it's something that we had mentioned in our post game. Fourth quarter, you have Mateer get 6 carries, and you have X-Rob get 4. I like to see that the inverse of that. I like to see it switched, where you're featuring your running back more. Now, he took his second touchdown he had, or the first touchdown when he hit the safety. I'm trying to find the video. The crack sound that makes, you're like, okay, I get why.
And he gets up slow.
And he did to his credit. I mean, he played a ton after. It wasn't like he was out at all. I mean, he was still played a lot, but man, they were cracking people, and that safety did not try again to come up in the hole. And I think that's where, just because of his size, and he's so again light-footed, which is it's even more impressive. He's like a Ramondre Stevenson, if OU fans remember that, to me a little bit, but even a little more quick with his feet. Like he's a little bit more light-footed than Ramondre was. Ramondre was more of like a cut and press guy, where he was getting upfield quickly. X-Rob has some lateral move to him. He has great vision, obviously, as well, and obviously has the fumble late, but that's going to happen. Your coaches work on that all day.
Literally the perfect. I mean, he hits him across the face, and then just perfect.
And it seemed like maybe there's some humidity or something in the air there, because Satania loses the ball late. I mean, some of their players had some fumbles out of bounds.
He's had a bit of
but
an issue.
It wasn't but it looked like the ball was just kind of
maybe it was
moist or something because they're so close to the water there, but it just seemed like that was something that was just kind of both teams were struggling with. And thankfully, though, it didn't cost you the game. Obviously, and I credit to Marco for keeping X-Rob in and not taking him out and trying to, punish him for turning it over. You got to let your running backs know they're free to make mistakes. Not that you want them to, but that they're not going to, lose all of their opportunity when they don't.
You're going to be a little more tentative. You're not going to take as many risks. You're going to be like, oh,
Right.
you're going to shy away from it. And the moment you start thinking about, I can't lose it, you're going to lose it. It's
right.
happen.
And then, so X-Rob finishes with Xavier Robinson. Let me go to his stats real quick. He rushed 16 times for a career high 115, 7.2 yards per rush and a touchdown. I think that someone mentioned that over here in the comments. Just want to give a shout out to him. It was
Boomer 129.
Boomer 129, I think. I don't know. I can't find it now.
Maybe it's up higher.
X-Rob.
X-Rob. I think it was before.
Oh, yeah. Boomer 129. Shout out to you. X-Rob average over 7 yards a carry. Yep. 7.2 and a touchdown. His touchdown.
Did say, I thought X-Rob's fumble was in the red zone. Was it technically in the red zone?
It was
because
the play start.
It's
where the drive starts. Yeah.
Okay.
But I gotta quit saying so much. Look at that. That's awesome. His touchdown came on a 4-yard play with 2:03 left in the third quarter and gave OU the 23-17 lead. OU did not trail again for the rest of the game. It was his second straight 100-yard rushing game and third of his career. He eclipsed his previous record of 109 rushing yards set last week versus Ole Miss. So whoever tallied up the Also, he had a 43-yard rush in the fourth quarter that led QB's John Mateer 1-yard TD to give OU a 33-24 lead. He has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season and 8 in his career. I'd like to see him have 8 over the next 3 weeks because we need it. Or I guess 4 technically.
Okay,
3 games.
This is going to sound maybe weird, but maybe it's just me.
Ew.
And I'm sure X-Rob doesn't think this way. But he did the work. I say he did the work. Obviously, the O-line helped him out, made the hole. But he got us down there. I wish they would have handed off to him and let him score. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to score anyway, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Fair. Yeah.
Like, he got there, give him the credit. And I know I've said that a lot. Like, even for other teams, I'll see a guy run for like 50 yards.
Right.
And then he gets down at like the 1, and then like the quarterback sneak. I'm like, oh, come on, give it to the guy. Like, let him finish what he started.
Right.
That's just, I don't know. That's just a weird thing I have. I'm just like, give credit where credit was due. I don't know.
I'm trying to find,
That's not that big of a deal, but I'm going to go to some comments. John Reed says, the Fasusi and EPL headbutt tells me all I need to know about the left side of the offensive line. It's set. That was one of the most wholesome videos to me. And let me explain why. Because at the end of the day, this is a game. Mm-hmm. It's a children's game.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so to me, that just reminded me so much of videos that you will see of kids like the first year of tackle football when it's like the big kids.
Yeah.
They're just like, let's go. And that's what it reminded me of. Like, it just was joy and just, let's go do it. I love this so much. I just understand this enjoyable and hilarious at the same time. And then, I don't know. It was such a good video. Whoever found that and noticed it.
That was awesome.
Thank you for
I'm trying to find it.
I think we all needed that.
I hope people, if I look, I'm always listening. One of the, if God gave me any skills, I can multitask and hear things, which bothers T sometimes. I feel like sometimes I might be looking like I'm being rude to you or something or dismissive. I'm just trying to find the video T's talking about. There it is.
I will say, allegedly, he says he can, but I will say,
I've never admitted it.
What it does annoy me is like when he doesn't act, he's not active listening. Stacy should know. She's a teacher.
And what did you say? What were you saying?
Yeah. And I'm like, you're not listening to me. He's like, you just said this. I'm like, I did, but like,
no, it's fair. And that,
I needed,
and
like,
to be fair to you, I needed
like, yeah, or it's like something, but he did find the video.
In this case, though, I get a pass because I'm trying to find, I really am trying to find this. And look at this, I found it.
Voila.
Let's zoom in here so people can get better.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Make my heart go boom, boom.
Look at this guy.
I like how they go for seconds.
I like how they go. That's hilarious, actually, the way you put that.
He's like, wait, do it again.
That's just not zooming in. Look at Fasusi's laughing. And then look at he runs. He's like a kid.
It's like a kid, y'all. It's so cute.
Well, and you realize they're like 22 years old, you know?
Maybe. Is he even that
Fasusi,
old?
What's funny is Fasusi's hyping him up. You know, they're talking to each other, like getting hyped.
Fasusi's might be 19. Boom. He's like, do it again.
Boom. Boom. And then they're going to run like... And you need that a little bit, man. Like, you got to have that on your team. You really do. Like, you can't, you need those quote unquote weird, I shouldn't say weirdos, but those like psycho guys that just make you like
some weird fun moments. You got to have fun with it. If you're not having fun, I sound like such a mom. Like, as long as we all have fun. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying though, like, you should enjoy being out there. You should want to be out there. You should, have that type of energy internationally. Like, and you just remember of the kid who started it all.
Yeah, look at that. I did actively listen because you reacted to her. Boom. Thank you, Stacey. Stacey took my side for one of these. It's fine.
All right, Stacey, check one.
Check.
Strike one.
Selective hearing.
Selective hearing.
Should have taken a knee at least once there. You just timeouts and let
so
X-Drop
that was
score.
what's weird. So we were saying you need to score.
Yeah.
Like my thought the whole time was you needed to score. You needed those points. There was no guarantee that you scored. A fumble could happen.
There's different philosophies on it.
I mentioned in the post game, Auburn fumbled on the goal line and got it, and Georgia got it. So like I was like, you didn't need to take any risk. But then it's like I also understand the side of like getting them to waste their timeouts, waste the clock. But then I don't feel like we even did that correctly.
No, well, you should have need this. If you're going to make them use your timeout, you should have need the second one. And they didn't. And I think the reason why is I've always heard, and again, just since I was young, and my dad can attest to it, is that if you're not above at least a touchdown and you're in that position, and you just don't want to risk not getting the score, especially if if a field goal doesn't put you up more than 7.
Well, my thought is even a false start that backs you up 5 yards.
Right. And the way our offense has been playing, it's not like they don't make those mistakes.
Or they like
when you
holding on us and nobody else.
And you're on the one, the crowd's going to be even louder. We have a clap count. There's a lot of things that go into that it's just, people just, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong because you listen to BV talk about it on the show Sunday, and he's like, yeah, we should have maybe taken a knee there to race another timeout. And I'm thinking like, man, I'm going and getting the points because your defense has played fairly well the second half and you're going to go up by X amount anyways. And at that point you hadn't thrown the interception. So it's like you expect not to have to worry about that. But I don't know. Either way, it worked out. My thing was like, once you didn't score, the fact you just scored on the next play was kind of weird because it felt like they were wanting to because the thought is this, like if you don't score that first play, you take a knee, they call timeout, you don't, and then the second down play, they're going to call
a timeout after X-Rob went down.
And then you don't score the first down play, first and goal play. They're going to call a timeout. The second down play, they're probably going to try to let you score because, they're going to try to let you score. And then say you need that one and they call a timeout. Now the third and fourth down play, you're going to play defense because you're thinking, well, we got 2 downs here to just maybe do something crazy. Mm-hmm. And then you risk, like you were saying with the Jackson Arnold play, you try to dive over the middle, John Mateer's thumb and stuff, and we'll get to the idiot fan that grabbed his hand. Now, John, be smarter. Don't go down the right side of the walk line ever again. Banned from it. But also, they're either or. I mean, it's people saying you should have need more. I totally get it. It's not wrong. Not wrong. I would have got the points there and got up by more than one score because you scoop and score that. Although it would have been a crazy play and maybe not highly likely, it is likely, and it's not guaranteed you score on those teams. So,
and my thought was more even just so like, okay, like we get a false start, great, let's back it up 5 yards. Oh, now we score, and they decide to call us for holding because apparently only we held the whole game, not them.
Yeah, and
so that to me it was just there was just too many risks involved when points were not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. A game like that where points you just had to, like you said, you just had to have it. But regardless, it doesn't matter anymore. We won. It didn't hurt us in the end. We got the points, but definitely made me nervous. I was almost hoping when X-Rob went down, they would say, "Oh no, he actually did break the play." Like, great, never mind. But I get where X-Rob was coming from too because it was almost so easy that he thought they were letting him score. So he's like, "Should I?" I guess too going forward, that should be a conversation you have on the sideline.
Well, so they do that twice a week. He talks about this, and just to your point, Venables talks about this. They have football school twice a week where they literally do all of these scenarios. They have clips from games, clips from the NFL, clips from other college games. Like their analysts spend all weekend making all these deals. Like, what happens in this situation? This is what you should do. This is why. This is the game theory behind it. These are what all the analytics say.
Game theory.
Yeah, and it's so. I mean, like, and they call it football school twice a week. They do quizzes. They do it's like school for understanding why the ins and outs of football. So they do. It's just so much harder in the heat of the moment because a lot of this stuff is just it's graded it's graded in hindsight because for all the people saying to Neil,
it also doesn't account for like the energy and drive of the game.
But that's what I'm getting at. It's like it doesn't. It's graded in hindsight. For everyone, like you say, you should kneel. Well, yeah, you kneel twice, and then you fumble it, and now they got the ball running back, and now everyone's yelling, "You got to get the points when you're not up by that much. You can't risk a field goal beating you. You're only up by 2 at that point. You can't risk a field goal beating you. You have to get the point, and then like you get the points and you score too quick, and you're USC versus Illinois, and they're saying you got to take longer. It's like, dude, at some point you got to score when you score. You just can't. No offense is so good. Well, especially ours isn't good enough. Right, isn't good enough to just dictate when we're going to score. Right, and I think what a lot of people is just the perfect strategy is sure. I mean, sometimes it's obvious at the time, but a lot of times it's just a hindsight. And I did hate that we called timeout the first quarter, that first drive.
Also,
That
that was
just
another thing. We
annoying.
wasted far too many timeouts because, and I blame Mateer on all of them. Apparently, X Rob, I think, took credit for one of them. But we're like changing the play with like 8 seconds left.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And we wasted, I think, like
Two
at least 2 timeouts. And it's like, what are you?
Those are bad, and we got lucky.
And like that's something I haven't noticed him do. You know what I mean? Like that was something that I felt like was new. Which again, it's a loud stadium. You're not rattled a bit, but you get what I'm saying. Like you're sped up a bit. You're not paying attention to those types of things, or time maybe seems faster or slower, so you don't have that good internal clock. But man, that was to me one of the most frustrating things of the game.
100% right.
What are you doing? I do want to go to Caden's question because he's asked it twice now.
Oh, sorry, Caden. Do you think Sandel's success will keep Venables from being more aggressive? So a couple things on that. How much input BV has on the offense, I don't know if it's as much as OU fans think. I mean, the reason why he hired Arbuckle is, and again, he has Kevin Wilson there, is that so that he could worry about the defense and maybe just overall head coaching, time management. I think that he really trusts BV if he wants to go on 4th and 2 at your own 50 against Ole Miss. He's going to let him do it if he thinks that if Arbuckle, if he trusts Arbuckle, he's going to let him do it. And I think that Sandel being that good makes a lot of the offense play more free. I certainly think if in transitive, you apply that to like just the offense in general, then yeah, because you at least have a guy that's going to get you points. And, you start racking those up over season, you're going to win a lot of games by just continuously getting points every time you're within like 40 yards of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, helps. For me, though, the biggest help that Sandel brings is, I mean, it puts so much pressure, especially on defenses late in games, to not let you get the little like cheap chunk play. Because what do you do at the end of games, right? If it's a close game, you just make sure you don't give up the big play. It's like with your OU, if they get to the 40, you're in trouble because the dude's a sniper. And one of the most fun things you can do right now is go watch the sights and sounds, or even the highlights, and just watch the kick. Because you'll see the Tennessee fans looking, and their hands just drop. There's like 3 dudes that are sitting by each other in the corner. Yeah, and they keep going like, I didn't miss. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of my thought on it. But it just makes you play more free. And when you're free, I'm going to get to Mateer here in a sec. We are, but it just helps you just play better. You just really do.
To me, it's more like an insurance.
Yeah.
You can get down there. You can run a few plays. You can, and then I will say too, like you say, from being more aggressive. I don't think our offense is necessarily that great to be overly aggressive. So I don't know. I haven't seen us. I don't know how I'm trying to say right now, but no, I think it's more an insurance. You can try things, but just like don't turn it over because we're getting points here. So I guess I get what you're saying. I get the thought. Right. Like we might just be tentative and just play for the field goal. I don't think you'll ever play for a field goal because coaches like this know that
it's not the NFL. You got to score points.
You have to score points, and people always say you can't rely on the field goals to win games. I mean, we're saying you can or you have, but you don't rely on that. We just have somebody who, in a 1-score game, we have a weapon.
And I think it does 2 things where, and I think you saw with Mateer, he was smart to not look. You can't take a sack like that at the end, which I guess he did at the end of the half. But in those games, you got to know, like where you can't go, how far you're at. And you're right. If he's a foot behind, further back, then he doesn't make that kick.
Mm-mm.
But I think you see them at the end of halves. I mean, it was almost one of those things where right when RSJ got the interception, I'm thinking, it's just do a couple run plays and at least 3 more points.
Play for X-Rob, I believe.
And it's so crazy that the 40-yarder looked like a chip shot. I mean, it was like, this is so close. And it's like, it's a 40-yard field goal.
Kaden said by aggressive, I mean going for it on 4th down. I think it's still situational, to be totally honest. I think if...
Oh, sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Going for it on 4th down is always situational. But yes, it depends on where you're... If you mean... I don't know. It depends on where you are.
In a game like Tennessee, you're going to keep getting the points when you can. Because what happened with Ole Miss, he went for it when he shouldn't have instead of kicking a field goal, and we came back into that game. Yeah. So I think I personally am big on usually take the points, obviously, unless the points don't help you. Like you could still lose by, something like you know what I'm saying.
I think that for me, yeah.
But I'm more of a weenie though. I guess I'm not much of a risk taker.
For me, it's Venables is always going to rely on his defense, and it's just hard to put you. The one thing you just don't want to do is just put your defense in short field positions against really good offenses. So maybe that's where a lot of that is. If he has any input at all, it's like, hey, let's not do it right now. Our defense is playing well. Let's just pin them back deep. And you have the benefit of a good punter right now that's doing a really good job of pinning them. So there's different things that go into that. A lot of times it depends on how good your punters are, how consistently your snapper is at getting it. Although we did drop a punt out of nowhere. Made my heart skip a beat. Actually, it did. But look, he got it off. He stayed calm.
What's so funny is we both forgot about that. We were rewatching the highlights, if you will. We both at the same time were like, "Oh, I forgot about that." That was terrifying.
Yeah. So it was
nice
interesting. All right, let's talk a little offense. More offense, I guess. Just John Mateer and some of the guys in general. I want to go through a couple of these stats here, and then overall thoughts of how John played and what I think the offense is going to do, and see what she thinks about it going forward. But John Mateer completed 19 of 29 passes for 159 yards, 1 pick. He was 12 for 16 for 115 in the second half. Rushed for a season high 80 yards on 16 carries and scored a rushing touchdown with just under 2 minutes left. The rushing touchdown was his 6th of the season, 24th of his career. He had 18 at Washington State. And Deion Burks, 6 receptions, 45 yards. He has at least 4 catches in 6 games this season and 11 of his 14 games at OU. This is his 4th game this season with at least 6 receptions and first since the Auburn game, which was September 20th. Jermichael Carter, welcome to the game. Welcome to the season. Made 2 receptions for 21 yards. He entered the game today with 1 reception for -2. So, man, he really X his stats up. That's awesome. Isaiah Satanga, we've already gone through all of Xavier Robinson's. Isaiah Satanga, 6 passes for a team high 68 yards. He has made at least 6 catches in 5 games this season, including each of the last 3. His 49 catches for a career high 692 yards in his 9 games this season. His previous career high was 37 catches for 491 yards in 12 games last year at Arkansas. So you're getting a guy that is really giving you a lot of production at the outside. And I still think as these guys start to play more, and you're going to get Keontez Lewis back, you're going to get a lot of these. I think you're continuing to see Giovanni Gibson as he gets more in the flow of games. Start getting his speed up there again. You have guys I think that can be really good pieces as you go into this back half of this, or really the last quarter of the season. And for me, the biggest thing, it all starts again with John Mateer. And the first half, feet looked crazy. And he's going to have to get with a quarterback coach, and maybe Coach Coos can do it if he has him over the summer. But like my first 2 things I'm working on him on is the feet, and then having control of where he's looking at with his eyes. His feet go wild, and for people that are really athletic, that can happen. But my best comp right now is, although he's not laterally as quick, but like you look at Lenore Sellers or even Chambliss at Ohio State or at Ole Miss. They're dual threat quarterbacks, but whenever they get the pass, you look at their consistency or their discipline and their drop back. And what that allows you to do is just throw with balance. And you're not overextending. You're not dropping the elbow. You're not doing a lot of things that John struggles with. Right. You're not. And for John, it's as he gets through the game, I think a little bit of his footwork stems from you have to have trust in your offensive line. And for a while, I think that he just hasn't had that for whatever reason. Now they've done well pass blocking, but I think he just feels the pressure so much still when he sees a guy that it takes him a quarter or 2 to get over that, to where he's like, all right, I know I can trust it. And you see kind of it flip in the second half. And for John, it seemed like even in the Texas game, he did better in the second half in terms of throws and making better decisions running the ball. But for him, whenever he's starting out games, I would like to see either Arbuckle or someone either get him moving out of the pocket to get some of that antsiness out of him, or just give him some simple hitch route throws. It's like, hey, we're going to set up a formation 1-on-1. They always play based off this yardage, and when we're out in the field, they always play off 8-9 yards. Let's just do a simple 1, 2, 3, hit it, pat it, and then throw it to your hit, just to get in rhythm. But if you're going to not do that and you are going to struggle, do what Texas or Vanderbilt did with Pavia against Texas. Get him out of the pocket, let him have options to use his legs if he needs to, and just have him out from behind the offensive line where he feels like, he can see everyone coming at him. And he did that later, and Deion Burks dropped one out of nowhere. Frustrating as heck, because he had 20 yards to run if he doesn't drop it. But, you're doing it lost, you can learn from it. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing. I think you saw him as well, finally in the second half, that 3rd and 18, where it looked like there was no chance. He breaks it like the 21-yard run, and he gets half the field in his face mask, and he just looked like the old John Mateer that ran at Michigan, that ran at Auburn. ran with decisiveness and confidence, and it seemed like he really rode that to the end of the game. Obviously, maybe got a little too confident with the late pass that he tried to have. Jermichael Carter's getting drug on, by the way. Obvious pass interference call, but don't put it in the ref's hands, especially that late in the game.
Especially the refs
don't ever throw the ball in that position.
For you that day.
Seriously. And don't ever have the option to pass in that kind of game.
And Brent Venables said there should not have been an option to pass.
Right.
Like, period.
There shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been an RPO. It should just been R.
R, yeah. Just run. Just run. But you do that, and
I do want to say, you mentioned Burks dropping the pass. I will say that was frustrating. But again, rewatching it, he made some dang good catches where he was getting.
Oh, he did. No, Burks played well. Burks played really well.
And honestly, the Tennessee guys were hitting. Like, all of our guys were getting slammed. Like, we talked about the X-Shop getting hit. Carter. I can't say his name. Jermichael Carter. Yeah. I almost said Lewis. Because I think we did that.
Contest Lewis?
No, I almost said Lewis Carter.
Oh.
Anyways, Jermichael Carter. Like, he got hit really hard. Javonte Gibson got hit pretty hard. Deion Burks got hit really hard. Like, I mean, they're holding on to it. I'm probably the person who got hit the least hard was Satanga, and the ball luckily flew out of bounds. But that was a dang good pass by John Mateer. And I think we talked about it too during the game. It was almost like John literally said, "You know what? Forget it.
Right.
I'm done. Like, I'm just playing. Like, I can do this. I'm just gonna do it." Like, it's literally like just the switch. Just
and I think they're, Brent Venables, confirmed that he did struggle. He has had a knee issue, a sprained knee problem for the last few weeks, so he hasn't been, it's really kind of strained him a little bit, and that really took a turn this week in practice where he just said it woke up and felt good, like it didn't hurt, and so he's finally feeling a little bit better in his lower body.
Yeah, and he did have a big run the second quarter. I think that was when I feel like we even were like, okay, John, like
he's running.
He's actually running. Now, we didn't do as much. We did win the middle 8. No, we didn't, because they scored.
We'll figure it out.
Not the point. But he said, "Is there anything?" Caden said, "Was there anything else Mateer could have done on the interception? Not throw it."
What's sad is it's technically the right play. I mean, they had a 5-man box. You can't run into it, so it's not that. It's just it's bunched. It's just a matter not spread out. It's from the short side of the field.
So what if you
the biggest thing there is if you incomplete it, it saves them a timeout. I mean, the worst. Right. There's 2 bad things you could do in that, and it's just don't do it, because even if you don't throw the pick, you're going to save them. You're stopping the clock, which is not what you want to do at all.
If you're running off another 40 seconds,
right? And so I mean, it was just a bad. I mean, it's just bad. I mean, it's a bad decision to throw it. It's a bad decision to even have the option. Now, I'm one of those. Look, I don't really put much on Arbuckle. I know that he said it shouldn't be an RPO. You got to think your players aren't idiots. I mean, that's just an idiot play by John. I shouldn't say an idiot.
That was strong.
You got to hope your players don't have idiot moments. John would say that's an idiot moment. You don't throw the ball in that situation. So,
and when you see how it looks when there's a guy draped on him already, and then 2 guys here.
I mean, you just can't do dumb things in big moments. And John's learning from it. I'm sure, guarantee you he'll never do it again, because that kind of mistake in that crowd is just in front of that national audience.
Yes.
Like
you mentioned, at least you're making the errors in a win.
Yeah.
And I want to say on that play, shout out to X-Rob, because boy, he made sure that they were not scoring, because I don't know if anybody else could have caught.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Caught him, because we didn't have much lines of defenses after X-Rob. So shout out to him for stopping that. I know there were several times I wanted to shout them out, that Satanga and X-Rob and Carter, that whenever John started to scramble, I mean, they turned from their routes to go and block.
Right.
Which is, that's just such a smart play. And I know people are going to be like, well, duh, that's what they're supposed to do. You know how many times I see people not do that?
Right.
So, like, you have to do the little things right. And that's what it comes down to, is a lot of these games come down to who does the little things right. When we played Ole Miss, who got the 4th downs? They did. Who weren't, dropping easy passes? They were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who was, making their 3rd down plays? Like, I don't know. Like, who was not missing tackles? Like, it comes down to fundamentals.
Right. And I think it's nice to see an offense finally just continue to push. And you have such young guys.
Sorry,
on their offensive line that I know it kind of throws me off. All right, I want to show whatever fan this was. By the way, I think we mentioned the injury. It still bothers him clearly, and I think you see it here whenever this fan grabs and pulls his arm for some reason, or squeezes his thumb.
I haven't seen this,
But
so let's blow up this guy's face.
It's you don't see his face, but unfortunately, I don't think.
I bet CSI can find it.
There's his thumb is it's still bothering him. I know he says it's not, but I think it's pretty clear that it is. It's still hurting, and he's just got to let it go and just trust it. And I think after he finally took that hit and slid and came up off that big kind of tackle and he felt fine, he's like, all right, I can kind of cut it loose. Here, like, what are we doing? His hand's hurt. You just can't freak out like this when you see a quarterback. Definitely a woman, of course. No, it deserves at this point. What are we doing? Someone figure out that we need that GeoGuessr, but for like jewelry, and be like, this is only sold in South America or south of the United States. It was sold in these quantities in these 4 states.
Also, what are the odds that they got this shot on camera?
Yeah, John just trying to look at this. He squeezes his hand.
He grabs my thumb.
What are we doing? What are we doing, lady?
I was really hoping it was a man. Dang it.
I bet a man would have done it to him.
I know, but when you see things, you're like, did we get a shot of her face right there? Hold up. You know what? I hope she's watching the pods and be like, oh, crap, that was me. Don't do it.
We need to get this guy on the phone. We need to get Zeno on the phone. Who's Owen? What's the actor's name? Owen Wilson?
Yes.
That goes, yeah. Or what does he do? What's his name?
Wow.
I didn't know he was on our football team. Look at this. That's awesome. Getting his hand squeezed. Dang it. Look at that. Someone clipped that smile. That's hilarious. But yeah, anyways. This obviously still kind of bothered him.
This must have been a Tennessee fan dressed up as an OU fan. Sabotage.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You know what? That's what it was.
It might have been, actually.
It was a plant.
Might have been. That's a good point. It's definitely not something we ever need to see again from Oklahoma or from OU fans. If it was, what do y'all think? Is this Venable's biggest win of his career, or do we still think Texas is? What would y'all say in terms of this being like the big move from the scene? Stop it. This is annoying. I'll just have to highlight it for a second until it's gone, then I can go off. All right.
You're getting better.
Would you say that it is Venable's best or no?
I do personally. I mean, everyone goes back to the Texas game. Cool. Like, that was a really good win. But to me, you're in somebody's house in a do or die situation.
Like that.
And I mean, it's not just somebody's house. This is Neyland Stadium. And you go in and you basically controlled the whole game. To me, it's the biggest win.
Yeah.
Now, could that be recency bias? Absolutely. But that's just how I feel right now. That is the biggest win, especially with his job on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
you're leaning out. You keep leaning out of the camera.
Sorry.
Gotta stop. There.
Sorry. But I just think to me I do think it's the biggest one because you're going on the road. It's not a neutral site. You're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You're out in Neyland of all places. Both teams were fighting for the playoff spot. So they're fighting for their lives. You basically controlled the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
You finally overcame the tendency to lose these games.
Yeah.
So I personally think it's the biggest win of his career. And like somebody else said, is the most important win for sure. So again, to me, if it's the most important, it's got to be the biggest. But that's just me. Again, could be recency bias, whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where I'd put it if I didn't have this one as the biggest. I think, man, the OU Texas one.
I think really OU Texas is just the only other.
The Alabama game was big, but it wasn't. We weren't really playing for much then.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a cool win. It didn't really get you much. This keeps you in the playoff hunt. I don't think there's one that I would say is clearly bigger. You get an SEC conference win on the road in a prove-it year in which you really fumbled the ball, really, I think, against an Ole Miss team that you should have beaten. Your offense is struggling. It has to show up. And
right. Somebody said Michigan, but I think you mentioned it in the post game. If you go into Ann Arbor next year and take down Michigan, that could maybe be comparable. But Michigan this year at home, while still a big win, is then still a ranked win for us. To me, it still doesn't compare to this win.
Yeah.
Just because of everything that was already on the line. And again, every game that you're playing from here on out is going to be your next big win.
Right.
That's going to be the biggest game of the year. So I just hope they keep that mentality. I hope they don't rest on their laurels.
You really need to. This Alabama game is going to be the biggest game of his career and would be the biggest one, like you're saying. But it'll be a game that if they can if they can pull it off, you really do feel good about them the chances of them of winning out. They should. LSU will be a tough game. Missouri's down to a true freshman quarterback.
But at least they're at home.
And they're both home games. So you expect them to win at home. I don't know. Maybe John might be better on the road. They might like the road environment more. I don't know. They've all mentioned how they like to go play on the road and quiet fans and make plays where they get to see the fans' reaction to it, which I kind of understand.
Look, if you want us to be quiet, we will.
No, it's just seeing like the upset. Yeah,
I know what
seeing
you're
how
saying.
upset they are and stuff. But I don't know. I think it's still the Texas game was huge, and you were 7-0 at that point. It's either Texas or this one, in my opinion. Alabama was great. The Michigan game's a good win, but in terms of what it means for your season, the Michigan game was just different because they're a younger team. They have that true freshman quarterback again, and there is, especially with how difficult the schedule was, if you're able to beat Tennessee, Alabama.
To me, what makes this the biggest game is it's a true road game at night and a blackout. And one of the hardest, if not the hardest stadium to play in. That alone, to me, hypes it up over the Cotton Bowl win. And also because you are coming off a loss where you either bounce back or things can get ugly real quick. And
pretty much,
so that's where I'm at. I just want to pause for a second. There's almost 400 of you watching, whether you're watching from Facebook or X or on YouTube. We really appreciate all your support and you guys taking time to spend your Mondays with us. If you are on another platform besides YouTube, if you could just jump on over to YouTube, look up the Voice of College Football Oklahoma, click on the live link and just give us a like, give us a comment. That would really, really mean a lot to us. It really helps our videos. If you want to share it, you also can retweet us on Twitter. That is helpful if you want to share the links. I know Stacy always shares our links on Twitter, so we really appreciate that as well. So every like, every comment, every subscribe, it all really, really helps us, and it means a lot to us. It really does. Like, we get excited when we're like, oh, hey, our video got 40 likes. Like, yay. And things like that. Sooner Gal reposted this stream. Thank you. See, she's easy. Boom. Got it. Snap. And then also, if you do, you can also become a member by going into the description below. You can just click the link there and it'll just guide you on how you can become a member at the Voice of College Football Oklahoma. And then once again, check out our merch shop. We have tumblers, we have t-shirts, we have hats. I feel like that Thanksgiving greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Oklahoma, by the way, ranked number 8 overall in the SP Plus ranking. Alabama 10th.
All right.
So I don't know.
We were 11 in the AP poll, so I'm curious to see where we're going to end up tomorrow.
I bet we'll be in the Alabama game. I bet Alabama's probably opens up at like a 2-point favorite. I would think, because we might be favored on a neutral field, and since they're at home, they're at home.
Feels like a bold statement. I'd like it.
They're just not. Alabama's good. Ty Simpson's playing really well, but I don't know. You got to go in. They're going to be a tough team to beat regardless. So we got Zeno Zone about to come up. Overall, again, a really good win. It was fun to watch. Awesome to be with our families as we got to see them win. And I had a really cool Halloween on Friday, seeing all the neighbors and whatnot come around and just see all their the kids and stuff was fun.
Of neighbors, if our neighbors are watching this, I want to say thank you for the little Sooner onesie. It was adorable. We can't wait to put him in it. So we have at least 9 more months before he's in that 3 to 6 month range. But it was very sweet. We got an unexpected knock / ding dong on our door and answered it. And it was our neighbors. So sweet. They're also diehard Sooner fans. So thank you if you're watching.
Bill Connolly puts his SP top 766 teams of the week. He ranks every team in football. And Texas Tech would be a 99-point favorite over East Texas Baptist. That'd be the spread, -99. Harvard would be -10 to Boston College. Wow. That's crazy to think, but probably right. There are also some...
Sorry, I think I sent you something earlier I wanted to mention. I just hadn't yet. It's always a good win when people are like, do we need to have a conversation about Heupel? They're comparing him to James Franklin. Some people are. Felt like
Yeah,
you can
it's
win the games on
ridiculous.
the big games. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. Oklahoma and Indiana are the only 2 teams in the nation to allow more field goals than touchdowns.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty fun fact there. I'm trying to see if there's anything more. Oklahoma defeats Tennessee for their 3rd ranked win of the season. The Sooners have the 2nd most ranked wins in the country this season. Say that's pretty good too.
Herb Street just said that they need to lock Josh Heupel down and the staff for 100 years. Yeah, dude, they're fine. Fans are idiots. We are all idiots at some point.
And again, it goes back to like everybody's just emotional. And there's a reason why emotional fans don't make decisions. Also, shout out to OU women's basketball for getting their first win today. Hey. Was upset I couldn't watch. I was in the middle of seeing a lot of patients like in a row, so I couldn't even like tune in. I had to like just check updates.
Elena Chavez had 16.
Hey, the men are playing right now. Anybody watching right now?
And, you know, there are some high hopes right now in basketball, that's for sure. Can't wait to watch some of those games coming up. Overall, Oklahoma, again, doing a lot that we really like. Let's watch Zeno Zone won, 3-2?
Zeno went 3-2. He was wrong on our game. Heck yeah. He did pick Cincy over Utah. It was big wrong.
Yeah.
But other than that, he got the other 3 right. Unfortunately, Texas did win for him, so whatever. It's fine.
Texas winning is annoying.
That's always annoying.
All right.
Speaking of Texas, where's Tyler?
I have no idea.
The men are playing right now, Stacy. They're almost at halftime.
All right. Here's Zeno Zone for week 11?
Week 11.
Boom. That's awesome.
I had to add the blue. He was
That's
not
hilarious.
cooperating last night. And I was like, dude, make a pick. Come on. Like, I was like, come on. So you see like me shaking the video. It's because like his command is like, get it or go. And like, we'll like clap or like I'll slap my leg or whatever. We'll make like a noise for him to go. Like, because I tell him to wait, like sit and he waits. And then, you know, I make sure everything's set up. And I'm like, dude, come on, please. Like, go. I can't wait this long. And that wasn't like, I just got those two, but there was others that he like just wouldn't pick. And on one of them, he literally just ran out of the room. He didn't even, oh, we're still getting used to
Sorry.
this. There's one he literally was like going to pick, and the next thing you know, he just like runs out of the room. I was like, all
That's
right.
hilarious. I like the bloopers. That was cool.
I was like, okay. And so I added the bloopers because normally that does not happen. He makes his picks and we're good to go. But it took me so long, and it was more frustrating for me because I was doing it later at night than I normally do because we just got caught up putting away Halloween stuff, putting out Thanksgiving things, and making dinner, church, all the things. And so I was doing it later at night, and he was not cooperating. I was like, buddy, please just make a pick. So yeah, I was really close to just saying tie. He doesn't pick one. Like, forget it. Zeno was being ornery. He was, Stacy. But, he's a beagle. They're stubborn.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. But
anyways, he finished it out, man. Finished it out. Liked and shared. Thank you.
Hey,
will even be saved today? Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, that's our show for week 10. Oklahoma beats Tennessee. Man, bye weeks
with the help of our short pants king.
Yes, Tate Sandell. That's awesome.
He was our MVP as well. If you didn't see on the Voice of College Football page, he was our most valuable player for the week. Well deserved. There
is a good feeling after you win going into a bye week. Our players get a lot of rest, get to heal up more. John gets another week to heal up, get his knee better. Offensive line, I still think Vasusi needs just a week to just heal up. Seems like his ankle's still bothering him a little bit. But awesome overall performance. Always great when OU wins. Just makes you feel better. Now it's more fun. Now it's going to be fun to kind of watch basketball that it started up and see Chetlana Chavez again. If you forgot, they got the number 1 women's player in the country last year, so she's there now to go along with
Sarah Williams, Zaya Van, and Peyton Verhulst. Shout out to them. All amazing players as well.
Yeah, they're going to be solid this year. They're going to be good. Anyways.
And then the boys got the top transfer class in the portal, so hopefully the boys can show us something too, because it could be a really fun basketball season.
And
for
apparently
us.
They got like 3 dudes that can just shoot it from deep. That can shoot it from deep. But
once again, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media. Follow the Voice of College Football on social media. We hope that you join us again on Monday, because we will not have a post game because we don't have a game on Saturday. You can join Josh tomorrow at 7. I don't know if he'll do a Thursday show.
Probably not, if it's usually the preview show that he does.
Yes, I don't know. Doubt it. But maybe if he pops up, say hi to Josh. On Monday, I don't know if we've mentioned it, we should be joined by none other than Jackson himself.
Yep.
He is a walking football encyclopedia. If
He's
you
awesome.
Joined our show this summer, he did join us for Alabama preview. He's amazing. But yeah, he'll be joining us. We hope to join him on his show as well.
Yeah, I think we'll get to.
Yeah. Mine's tricky depending because I got a new job.
Work.
So I don't know when I'm going to be off work because he goes live at 6. So you can catch us there at Alabama at the Voice of College Football, or at least probably Chad.
Yeah. I should be on. So
Chad,
show up.
Maybe I'll be there. And then he'll join us again at 7 o'clock on this show here. Stacey said, what's her comment, Chad? So what should be the comment question?
I don't know. Dang. What should be the comment? What would be a fun one? Favorite Halloween candy? Just do that one, I guess. It's after. Yeah, just that one. What's yours?
Kit Kat.
I don't know if I have one.
You were very into the gummy worms when I started handing them out.
The trolleys are good. Milky Ways. I just started eating Milky Ways recently. They're good.
What are you, 80?
They're good. 100 grams are fantastic. More like candy bars, I guess, is my favorite.
How old are you?
100
and
grams
you're going to
awesome.
say Payday next, aren't you?
Paydays are good.
Oh,
so Babe Ruths are great. A lot of great candy bars out there, man. I'm excited to see what they're coming out with next.
If you say whatchamacallit, so help me.
I've never had one. I've never had whatchamacallit.
Yet.
There's got to be some candy bars out there, some candy bar companies coming out with some crazy stuff here soon. Butterfinger is always going to be good.
No.
Candy corn, Mom, there you go. Or Exo Sooner Girl. That's right. Candy corn's fantastic. Everyone hates on it. They're wrong.
Does. It's like y'all are eating candles.
No, it's candy corn. It's totally different.
No, it's wax.
It's corn. But
I'm very outnumbered on Halloween night with the candy corn. Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers is great.
Oh, the
new candy Nerds gummy. Nerds always. Willy Wonka's always doing something in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
He's always cooking up something fantastic.
Yeah, no, I guess I'm pretty basic. I really like Kit Kats.
Yeah, Kit Kats are great though. Fantastic.
I like Hershey's cookies and cream. Those are solid.
Those are great.
I like a good Snickers.
Snickers are great.
Three Musketeers are good. I like candy bars too, but not the old man kind.
Right.
Like you.
That's mean. Dallas is playing right now. I'm sure they're losing.
Anyways, guys, in the comments. Please comment your favorite Halloween candy. Can you also comment your least favorite Halloween candy?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why
Actually,
not?
that'd work. Either or. Just say favorite or non-favorite.
Yeah, and then any other comments. Like we always say, any comments nice, even we get a lot of negative ones sometimes or trash talking ones. Thanks. We love it's all support for us. We hope to see you next Monday. We'll be joined by Jackson. Bring your Alabama questions, even Alabama questions from 1938, because he's gonna know about it.
Dude is insane. He's awesome.
He's
you guys rock.
amazing.
We always say, guys, tell your family you love them if you can. It's always a blessing. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. God bless you all. And yeah, good to have OU in a bye week and resting up after a big win. Hopefully we can go into it and get one in Alabama as well. So we will see y'all on Monday. Yeah, next Monday. Wow, we got a little bye week, I guess, too. So y'all rock. Have a blessed night.